Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to cook hanger steak. Hanger steak is one of the most delicious cuts of beef. To really appreciate it, we need to first have some meat education. Hanger steak is a super tender 1 to 1.5 pound cut of beef that comes from the diaphragm of a steer. It's also sometimes known as butcher steak because it's such a great cut of beef, the butcher often kept it for himself. There's only one piece per cow. This is a pretty expensive cut of meat, so it's best used for special occasions. You might be able to find it locally in a high-end butcher shop or grocery store, or you can always order it online. To start, you'll want to remove the meat from the packaging and let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes. Then you'll want to drizzle each steak with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and rub it in all over the steak. Then we're going to put a simple rub together to go on our meat. Since this is such a prized piece of beef that's known for its flavor, we want to keep things super simple, so we're just going to use salt and pepper. In a small bowl, you'll want to stir together 1 teaspoon of salt with half a teaspoon of black pepper and half a teaspoon of white pepper. Then we'll take this mixture, sprinkle it over our steaks, and rub it in. Next, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and get a large, heavy skillet heating on the stove over high heat. Get 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter melting in the pan as well. We are not going to skimp on the butter with this steak. Then we'll take each steak and place it in the pan and get it searing in that delicious butter. Then I'll add in some more butter so that we can spoon our butter over the tops of our steak as it sears. And it helps if you tilt the pan so you can spoon the butter a little bit easier. Make sure you rotate the steak so that you sear all of the sides as well. Continue basting your steaks with the butter until all the sides are seared. Then we'll slide it into that preheated oven to finish cooking. You want to cook this cut of steak to medium rare, so you'll want to pull it out when the internal temperature reaches 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I always use a meat thermometer so I don't leave things to chance. Then you'll want to remove the steaks and let them rest for about 10 minutes. Letting your steak rest will give the meat a chance to reabsorb all those delicious juices and give you the most tender, flavorful cut of steak you may have ever had in your life. This is so good. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.